Hi, thank you for tuning into my channel and where I like to talk about oil painting for beginning and intermediate painters. A lot of people are a little cautious about using oil paint because they feel like it's too difficult. But honestly, from using watercolor to acrylic, for me, oil painting is actually very fun to work with. It blends beautifully and it ends up with a really soft effect. So I highly recommend you trying it. I'll be showing you a painting that I started from the sketch to the underpainting, which is toning the canvas, and then through the layering of the oil paint. And I hope you stick around to the end, and I'll catch you up when we're done. So here's my drawing that I just sprayed with a fixative so that when I put the toning down, it wouldn't smear. So what I have is a little bit of ultramarine blue, a little bit of burnt sienna, and I put a liberal amount of mineral spirits in, mixing it really, really well till I get kind of a neutral brown color. Then I spread it across the painting. I know it looks like a disaster, but when you wipe off the paint mixture, you can see the drawing underneath and you end up with just a nice toned value. So now it's a bit dry, so I can wipe off with a paper towel the surplus of the paint mixture. And if you notice, as I continue to wipe it off, you start to see the drawing underneath. So what it's doing is changing the canvas from a stark white to a nice soft neutral color. So now what I'm doing is I'm dabbing away the light areas of the painting, the underpainting. And once I get those done, then I go in with a darker mixture of the ultramarine blue and the burnt sienna, and I put all the dark values in. That is going to give me a really good start to know where to apply the paint and what the values should be. If you notice, I am not doing any details whatsoever. At this point, my main goal is just to make a difference between what's dark and what's light. The background really is just a mixture of straight oil paint. I'm using some ultramarine blue and burnt sienna without any medium, and I'm just darkening the background. You can see that with the rubbing off method, I have kind of a good idea of where each individual flower is going. I'm not worried about petals. I'm not worried about leaves. At this point, I'm just working on what you would call the negative space. So here's the underpainting that's been dry for about a day, and I'm going back in with straight paint and some liquid original. That medium will help the paint glide really nicely, and it'll also help it dry a little more quickly so I can get back at painting the following day. At this point, I've got my palette filled with all the colors that I need, from white to cadmium red, cadmium yellow, permanent rose, some ultramarine blue, and I'm mixing a variety of colors that will give me depth with each flower and highlights where the sun is hitting from the side. I got to this point and I really didn't like the way I did the vase at all, so I pretty well scrapped it all off and redid it with a darker blue value. Tell me what you think. Well, thanks for watching my video. I hope you liked it. Feel free to like it or make a comment. The number one thing I find that destroys my creativity is perfectionism. And really, painting is not about getting it perfect. It's about expressing your view of beauty or whatever it is that you paint. So I hope you just keep at it and keep working, because you will see improvement of being able to use your artistic style. So hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.